Something that is undoubtedly very good is the UAE and several other Arab nations signing $2 billion worth of industrial agreements. To put this into context for us, very pleased to be joined on the line by His Excellency Omar Al Suwaidi, undersecretary at the UAE Ministry of Industry and Advanced Technology. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning, Brandy.
So we have these deals signed with the UAE, with Egypt, with Jordan and Bahrain as part of an existing industrial partnership. Why does a tie-up between these four countries make sense?
Well, we have very deep and long strategic partnerships at the government level, very close bilaterals. And I think when it comes to the setup that we have in terms of resources, the infrastructure, the market, the industries that are compatible, again, the natural resources that we have in place, we thought that there's a good match between these countries and the industry that exists between them. And we've worked on this about almost 9 months ago. We started with a partnership between UAE, or discussions between UAE, Egypt, and Jordan. And shortly after, Bahrain joined in. And for us in UAE, it was a natural extension of the work that we've been doing with the new strategy, the new industrial strategy, Operation 300 billion, where we looked at priority sectors. We looked at the imports that come into the country and trying to see how we can maybe substitute or expand the production in these areas. And we did a similar thing for the four countries, basically.
So we've got 12 agreements, $2 billion, and 9 different industrial projects. Let's look at the direct UAE involvement, starting with one of the most exciting projects, which is an electric car factory. What's going to happen?
Yeah, so we have a local company, Glory, that started their operations in Dubai last year. And they linked up with 3 companies, one in Jordan and one in Egypt, to look at expanding their manufacturing. Both countries have a big tick in electrical vehicles. So there was a good match between them. And the great thing about this is starting with almost $500 million worth of investment in the 3 countries. And there's quite a huge value chain, a supply chain that goes into that industry that we're going to be focusing on in the next phase. So initially, it's all about putting together components, starting the manufacturing lines in all 3 countries. But we're going to link up with other industries, starting with aluminum, steel, plastics, and looking at the supply chains of batteries, going back to the ingredients, the lithium that goes into the batteries from Jordan. So there's a lot of excitement about this project, not only starting that car manufacturing, but also establishing an extensive value chain that feeds into this industry, this project.
And as you mentioned, there is quite a lot of heavy industry involved here as well. We've got aluminium deals, we've got silica deals, and it's not just money coming into the UAE, it's money going out as well, hasn't it? It's investment.
Yeah, so it's co-investment, joint ventures that feed into all 3 countries. We have silica that's coming out of Jordan, so there's going to be some expanded manufacturing of silica and magnesium that will feed into EGA, Emirates Global Aluminum's aluminum production. So there's really a good match there. There's also 2 tie-ups between a Jordanian company and a UAE company in Dubai, working on silica metal that goes into glass production. There's also a number of technology sharing agreements between pharmaceutical companies across all 4 countries. So there's going to be production in Dubai and in UAE. There's going to be a couple of factories starting up in Bahrain, sharing these technologies in between them and some IP. There's also going to be some collaboration on the level at the ministries of health to look at how they can ease the movement of these and acceptance of these different pharmaceutical products across all 4 countries.
What will it mean for job creation here in the UAE?
So we're starting initially at a high level, kind of a high level estimate between all these different projects we have a total between the 9 projects that we announced. We have a total of 13,000 jobs, direct and indirect jobs. We haven't gotten to the exact definition of all of these companies, but in the projects that the UAE is involved on, for instance, the car manufacturing is going to have something in the order of 4,000 jobs. So that's going to be split between the 3 countries. We have a number of hundreds of jobs for the different projects that go into the aluminum, into the glass manufacturing, and pharma. So we're at a very early stage, at a very early estimate, but we're looking at overall a number of 13,000 direct and indirect jobs, and something in the order of $1.6 billion in terms of GDP impact in the next couple of years.
Do we have the skills for these jobs? Do we need to train the skills for these jobs, or do we need to import the skills?
Most of the initial projects do have the right skills. I think most of them are fairly straightforward. There's going to be some advanced manufacturing that's going to go into, for example, the car manufacturing. So that's something that not only the company itself is working on, but us in the Ministry of Industry and Advanced Technology are working with different partners. We're working with, as you've heard maybe recently, the 4IR initiative, working with the 4IR Champions Network, bringing together companies, international and local companies that have done quite a lot in this advanced manufacturing, and helping new projects, companies that are starting on that journey to be as effective.
Just 1 minute left with you. You mentioned Operation 300 billion earlier, which of course was announced nearly 2 years ago now, March 2021, to grow the amount that industry contributes to GDP from 133 billion to 300 billion, so more than doubling. Where are we in those 2 years? What kind of progress has already been made?
So for the last year, 2022, our manufacturing value add has increased to about 180 billion dirhams. So that's a significant growth. We've also grew our industrial exports to about 147 billion dirhams. So we're seeing significant growth. We're seeing uptake and the number of projects. This is why this partnership is quite helpful also. It fits very well with the Make It in the Emirates and the industrial strategy 300 billion, because not only does it provide additional scope for our manufacturing and for our products, it also opens up more markets in these partner countries, and also the markets that they provide, for instance, with Jordan and Egypt, to both Africa and the European markets.
Thank you.
So activities here, activities in the partnership, both go towards this 300 billion strategy.
Excellent. His Excellency Omar Al Suwaidi, Undersecretary at the UAE Ministry of Industry and Advanced Technology. Thank you very much.
Dubai Eye 103.8.
Join the conversation.